She only meant to drop off a midnight order. Instead, Bella Saora walked into a penthouse soaked in blood, found a secret vampire king dying on the floor with twins in his arms, and the babies reached for her like she was the only person left who could save them. Welcome back, my beautiful family and friends. If you're hooked in and you're ready to enjoy this story, click subscribe and let me know in the comments where you're watching from, because tomorrow I will be giving you another story just as interesting as this one, and you don't want to miss it. Now, let us begin. Bella Saora used to think she had seen the worst the city could offer. Car crashes, late-night drunks, break-ins, sirens that never seemed to stop echoing through New Raven City. Yet nothing could have prepared her for the night her life split into two parts. Everything before 1:47 a.m. and everything after. It started like every other shift. Cold wind slapping her face. Her electric bike humming beneath her. Traffic lights blinking like tired eyes trying to stay awake. She had been making deliveries since 6 p.m., weaving through streets filled with honking cars, steaming manholes, and crowds that moved like endless rivers of exhaustion. Her shift should have been over, but her mother's hospital bills didn't care about exhaustion. Bills didn't care about sleep. They certainly didn't care about a 23-year-old girl pedaling around the city alone at night. Bella parked briefly outside the Dash Drop hub, rubbing her hands together as the cold bit into her skin. Her phone buzzed. A VIP priority delivery notification lit up the screen. She frowned. These orders usually went to rich families and gated communities, or those influencers who tipped by rating instead of cash. But tonight was different. Penthouse 99, the Nocturne Tower, she whispered, reading the address. That building was practically a myth in the city. The place where CEOs, silent billionaires, shadowy politicians, and people with too much money hid from the world. Delivery riders like Bella didn't go there. Normally, the app blocked anyone without special clearance. So why tonight? Her phone dinged again. Estimated tip upon delivery, $70. Automatic surge bonus, $15 ***. $85 for one order. Her chest tightened. Her mother's inhaler cost $60. A decent meal for her 15-year-old brother, Rowan, was another $20. She couldn't turn this down. She accepted the order. She wished, later, that she hadn't. Bella zipped through the glimmering streets, watching skyscrapers rise as she entered the wealthy district. Cars became sleeker. People became fewer. Even the police sirens faded out, leaving a strange silence behind. By the time she reached the Nocturne Tower, the uneasiness had settled in her bones. The building was a dark giant made of glass and steel, shooting up into the sky like a blade. Normally, golden security lights illuminated the entrance. Tonight, the lights were out. The front doors had been shattered inward, glass exploding across the marble floor like frozen stars. A security guard lay unconscious beside the reception desk, chest rising and falling slowly. Thankfully alive, but clearly knocked out by someone or something powerful. Bella froze. "What the hell happened here?" she whispered. Her bike's engine hummed quietly beside her, the only sound in the hollow, broken lobby. She could still cancel, still walk away, still pretend she never accepted this insane order. But then she thought about her mother, about Rowan, about the envelope of overdue medical bills sitting on the kitchen counter. She pushed forward. "Hello," she called out. I'm delivering food. Is someone here?" No answer. Her sneakers crunched over broken glass as she walked to the elevator. The doors were half open, sparks shooting from broken wires. The elevator cabin was stuck between floors, lights flickering violently. Bella swallowed hard. The only option was the stairs. She pushed open the emergency stairwell door and began climbing. Each step echoed like a warning. Floor 10, floor 20, floor 30, floor 40. Her legs burned. Her breathing grew uneven. And then she smelled it. Gunpowder, burned metal, and something cold. Something that chilled her from the inside out. Something that didn't smell human. Bella reached the hallway of the 40th floor. The walls were cracked. There were bullet holes in the drywall. Tiny splashes of glowing silvery liquid streaked across the marble floor. "What happened here?" she whispered again, voice trembling. Her instinct screamed at her, "Leave. Now." But then she heard it, a sound that pierced straight into her chest. A baby crying. Then another. Bella froze mid-step. Her breath caught in her throat. There were babies in here? She moved slowly toward penthouse 99. The massive double doors were hanging off their hinges. She nudged one open carefully, heart pounding so loud she could barely hear anything else. The penthouse was chaos. Furniture overturned, glass shattered, a chandelier hanging crookedly, flickering erratically. The city skyline poured in through a cracked wall of glass windows. Bullet casings glittered on the floor like metal seeds. And beside a broken glass table, slumped onto the polished floor, sat a man. Not just any man. The most striking man Bella had ever seen. He looked like he had been carved from ice. White skin, sharp cheekbones, lips stained with blood. His black designer suit was soaked in it. His long lashes trembled as he fought to stay conscious. But none of that shocked Bella as much as what he was holding. Two infants, newborn twins, their tiny bodies wrapped in bloodied cloth, their hair snow-white, their eyes glowing faintly like liquid silver. Bella stumbled backward, breath catching in her throat. What is this?" she whispered. The man's head jerked toward her, barely. His eyes snapped open just enough for her to see the unnatural glow beneath them. Crimson flecks shimmered like dying embers. He growled, low, weak, protective, like a wounded animal shielding its young. Bella lifted her hands slowly. I'm just delivering food. I'm not here to hurt anyone." He tightened his grip on the twins. His jaw clenched in pain as he tried to lift himself, but he collapsed back against the broken table, breathing raggedly. And then the babies cried louder. Their small voices echoed through the penthouse like unraveling threads of fear. Bella's heart twisted. Whoever this man was, monster or not, the babies were terrified. She took a careful step forward. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, little ones," she whispered, not even sure why she was talking to supernatural babies in a penthouse crime scene. "I'm here now. It's okay." The man growled again, but weaker this time. Bella ignored him, drawn to the crying infants like something inside her had been switched on. As she got closer, the babies turned their heads toward her. Their silver eyes met hers. And then something impossible happened. The crying slowed, then stopped. The twins reached their tiny arms out toward her. Both of them, at the same time. Bella froze. No way. The man, blood dripping from his lip, stared at the babies in shock, then at Bella, his expression twisting into something she didn't understand. Fear? Disbelief? Recognition? Bella hesitated only a second before gently taking the twins into her arms. They melted into her like she was warmth in a world of cold. Their small hands grabbed her shirt. Their breaths steadied. Their glowing eyes dimmed to a soft shimmer. And the penthouse fell suddenly, impossibly quiet. Bella blinked through the overwhelming surge of emotion rising in her chest. She had seen babies before. She had held them before. But this connection felt electric, like something ancient had just wrapped around her. The man coughed violently, silver blood staining the marble. Bella looked at him, heart pounding. "You're hurt. You need a hospital." He laughed weakly, more like a pained exhale. "No hospital can save me," he whispered, voice low and haunting. Bella clutched the twins tighter. "Who are you?" He looked up at her through half-closed eyes. "Cale. Thornhart," he rasped. The name hit her like a blast of cold wind. Cale Thornhart, the billionaire CEO no one had ever seen in person. The man behind half the city's wealth. The face that mysteriously never appeared in interviews. The myth. The ghost billionaire. Except he wasn't a ghost. He was a vampire, and he was bleeding out on the floor. Bella swallowed hard, mental pieces clicking together. Silver bullets, glowing blood, glowing-eyed twins, his inhuman strength, his predatory stare. The city always joked that New Raven was crawling with secrets, but Bella had never believed one would fall right into her arms. Cale coughed again, eyes dimming. "Hunters, they found us. I couldn't protect them." Bella's throat tightened. "You did. They're safe now." I've got them, okay? I promise. Kale's gaze burned into her face, studying her, searching for something. Ow! He whispered, how did they choose you? Bella blinked. Choose me? What are you talking about? He didn't answer. Instead, he whispered something that made her blood run cold. You were meant. His voice faded. Wait, Kale! Bella shouted. He didn't respond. His head dropped forward. His breathing stopped. Bella's heart seized. No, 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 wake up. Don't die on me, she cried, kneeling beside him, twins still in her arms. Terror surged through her. She didn't know CPR for vampires. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know why the babies trusted her, or why she felt this protective pull toward them. All she knew was that something extraordinary and horrifying had chosen her tonight. Bella Seora, the girl who delivered food to survive, was now holding the newborn children of the Vampire King. And the Vampire King was dying. Her world twisted into something she didn't understand. But she knew one thing. She couldn't let him die. Not tonight. Not like this. Not when fate had just dragged her into something she couldn't walk away from. Because now, two supernatural babies clung to her, and she was the only one they trusted. Bella had never felt panic like this. Not even the day her mother fainted in their living room, or the night she found her brother Rowan trying to sell his sneakers to help pay hospital bills. Nothing compared to kneeling on the cold marble floor of a billionaire vampire's penthouse, clutching two newborn supernatural babies to her chest while their father lay deathly still. Her heart thudded painfully. Her breath came fast. Her mind raced. Come on, she whispered desperately, shaking Kale's shoulder with a hand that wasn't holding a baby. Don't you dare die. Not now. Not when they need you. His body didn't move. The twins whimpered against her, sensing the shift from fear to grief. Their tiny hands curled in her shirt, clinging, trembling, as if they understood the danger in the room. Bella held them tighter, her vision blurring. Think, Bella. She had no clue what healed a vampire. Blood? Magic? A hospital? Special herbs? She didn't even know vampires were real until 10 minutes ago. But she did know one thing. She couldn't let herself freeze. If she froze, they all died. Her gaze snapped to the half-destroyed penthouse. There were shattered, bulletproof windows, overturned furniture, glowing blood on the ground. The smell of gunpowder was still thick in the air. Whoever attacked Kale could still be near. She didn't feel safe. Her instinct screamed run, but she couldn't leave Kale. She looked down at him again. His skin, once pale and perfect, now looked almost gray. His lips were white. His chest wasn't rising. Okay, don't freak out. Don't freak out, she whispered to herself, fighting the dizziness pressing behind her eyes. Bella placed the twins carefully onto her lap and leaned over Kale, pressing 2 fingers against his neck. No pulse. Then she remembered, vampires shouldn't have one. Damn it. She pressed her ear to his chest. Nothing. Not a flutter. Not a whisper of movement. Come on. Wake up, she begged, shaking him again. A deep dot of silver blood dripped onto her wrist. Bella gasped softly. The blood was warm, still warm. He wasn't dead. Not yet. She grabbed her phone with trembling fingers, ready to dial 911, but froze. Paramedics couldn't handle vampires. Their equipment wasn't made for supernatural wounds. And silver bullets? That wasn't even medically treatable. If humans came in here, they'd take one look at the scene, at Kale, at the babies, and call the government, the military, maybe even the supernatural enforcement groups she'd only heard rumors about. And if the wrong people came, Kale would die. The twins would be taken. And Bella, she didn't want to think about what would happen to her. A groan suddenly cut through her spiraling thoughts. Bella snapped her head around. Kale's fingers twitched. His chest lifted, shallow but alive. His lips parted in a pained gasp. Kale, she breathed, leaning close. His eyes fluttered open, glowing faintly red around the edges. The babies, are they? They're fine, Bella whispered quickly, positioning them so he could see. I'm holding them. They're safe. Kale exhaled shakily, relief softening the rigid lines of his face for the shortest moment, before agony replaced it. Listen, he whispered, voice rough as broken glass. You need to take them and go. Bella blinked. What? No. You need medical help. Something. I'm not leaving you here to. You must. His voice cracked with urgency. More hunters will come. Bella's stomach dropped. Cale forced his trembling hand toward her, gripping her wrist with a cold, iron-like hold, even in his weakness. There's a safe house in the South District, he rasped. Building 41D, Unit 108. Ask for Maddox. Maddox, Bella repeated. Okay, got it. But he'll protect the twins. His eyes softened, barely. And you. Bella stared at him. God, she didn't even know this man. She didn't know how her life had turned into a crime scene, a supernatural emergency, a moment where she was suddenly responsible for two babies who weren't even human. But those babies were watching her. Their glowing eyes were full of trust. For reasons she couldn't explain, Bella felt something pulling her to them, something bigger than fear or logic. A connection, a thread she didn't ask for, but suddenly couldn't break. Cale coughed, silver blood spilling onto the floor. Please, he whispered, straining to stay conscious. Save them. Bella's chest tightened painfully. I'm not leaving you, she said, voice trembling. Cale's gaze sharpened, even in pain. If you stay, they die. And so do you. The twins whimpered again, their tiny bodies curling closer to her as the air shifted violently, the breeze from the broken windows turning colder. The temperature dropped. Bella looked around. The hair on her arms rose. Someone was near. Cale felt it too. His body tensed, his fangs sliding out slightly, instinctively protective even in weakness. No time, he whispered fiercely. Go. Bella grabbed the food bag she'd brought. Not because they needed it, but because it contained thick, insulated material she could wrap around the twins. She lifted both babies, holding them securely against her chest. Their silver eyes widened, watching her, trusting her in a way that frightened her with its intensity. She turned to Cale one last time. I'm coming back for you, she whispered. He closed his eyes weakly. You already saved me once. Bella Sayora. Her heart skipped. How'd he know her name? Before she could ask, a loud crack echoed from the hallway. Footsteps. Heavy, deliberate. Bella's blood ran cold. They weren't police footsteps. These were hunters, and they were heading straight toward penthouse 99. Bella's breath hitched. Cale, go, he hissed, eyes snapping open with a flash of red. Now! Bella didn't think. She ran. She dashed out of the penthouse, clutching the twins tightly. They didn't cry, almost like they knew crying would get them killed. The hallway lights flickered rapidly, sparks bursting from exposed wires. The air felt charged, like static electricity. Bella ducked behind the wall as shadows moved at the opposite end of the hall. 3 men, dressed in black tactical gear, silver weapons strapped across their bodies, guns, knives, stakes. Hunters. Real hunters. Bella's chest constricted with fear. One of them sniffed the air like a wolf. The king is here, he growled to the others. I smell his blood. Bella's stomach twisted. She forced herself to take small, silent steps toward the emergency stairwell. A floorboard creaked beneath her foot. Her pulse froze. The hunter's head snapped toward her direction. Bella didn't breathe, didn't blink. A second passed. 2. A third. The hunter frowned. His nose twitched again, but then he turned away. Move. Penthouse 99. He ordered the others. They walked toward Cale. Bella knew they would kill him on sight. She held the twins tighter, felt their tiny hearts beating rapidly in sync with hers, then bolted for the stairs. Down the stairwell she ran, nearly tripping over the steps. Her legs burned. Her lungs ached. Her mind screamed. Floor 39. Floor 38. Floor 37. Her breath came in sharp gasps, but she couldn't stop. Footsteps echoed far above her. The hunters had entered the penthouse. She prayed they wouldn't notice Cale was still alive. She prayed they wouldn't come after her. Her body screamed for rest, but she didn't dare stop running. Y'all better drop a comment right now. What would you do if you were Bella? Stay and help or run and save the babies? Floor 20. Floor 10. Floor 5. Her legs trembled violently as she reached the lobby, crashing through the stairwell door and sprinting across the shattered floor. Her bike. She had to get her bike. The front doors loomed ahead. She burst through them into the icy night air, chest heaving, heart thundering. New Raven City's skyline glimmered under the moonlight. She glanced down at the twins. One yawned. The other blinked sleepily. "Please," she begged the universe. "Please, just let me get out of here." She strapped the twins to her chest and held their heads close, protecting them as she mounted her electric bike. Her fingers fumbled. Her breath shook. She hit the ignition. Nothing. No, 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 come on. She slammed her palm on the bike's dashboard. It hummed to life. Thank you, she whispered. She shifted into gear and shot down the empty street, speeding away from the tower as fast as she could. Cold air slapped her face, but she didn't care. She checked behind her every few seconds, expecting a black SUV or dark figures to emerge. None did, for now, but she knew it wasn't over. She had 2 vampire babies. The vampire king was bleeding out, and hunters were on their way. She had to get to that safe house. 41D, Unit 108. Maddox, she repeated to herself like a prayer. She sped through the city. Dark alleys, empty intersections, billboards flickering above her. The twins were quiet, eerily quiet, but warm against her chest. Their tiny breaths calmed her in a way she didn't expect. She looked down briefly. "Don't worry," she whispered. "I'll keep you safe." Her voice cracked. "I promise." It took 15 minutes to reach the South District, an industrial part of the city with old warehouses and cheap apartments. The air smelled like gasoline and steel. Building 41D stood at the corner, worn down and unassuming. Bella parked her bike behind a dumpster and hurried toward the entrance. Her heartbeat thundered. Knock her enter. Would Maddox even believe her? Would he kill her on sight? She tightened her grip on the babies. "You're okay," she whispered. "I've got you." She reached Unit 108 and knocked 3 times. Silence. She swallowed. I'm looking for Maddox. Kale sent me." Still nothing. Bella had knocked again. Harder. "Please, Kale is hurt. He said you'd help." The door unlocked. A massive man filled the doorway. 6'5", built like a truck, eyes like molten silver. His hair was shaved on the sides, long on top. Tattoos crawled up his neck like shadows. He looked at Bella, then at the twins, then at Bella again. His expression changed instantly, from suspicion to shock to something close to fear. "Oh shit," he muttered, stepping back. Bella's heart pounded. I don't know who else to go to. Hunters attacked him. He's still in the penthouse. Please help him." Maddox stared at her with wide, stunned eyes. "You're her." Bella blinked. "Her who?" Maddox didn't answer. He stepped aside, motioning urgently. "Get in. Now, before they find you." Bella stepped inside, holding the twins against her heart. The door slammed shut behind her, and her entire world began to change. Bella had never seen sunrise from this high before. Not from the cracked window of the hospital she grew up in. Not from the tiny balcony of her cheap studio apartment. Definitely not from the penthouse of the Vampire King. But now she stood on the balcony of a skyscraper, holding one of the supernatural world's most dangerous babies in her arms like it was the most natural thing to do. The city glowed beneath her, New Raven City stretching out like a living creature. Cars crawling, streetlights blinking, skyscrapers stabbing at dawn. And behind her, Cale Thornhart was dying. The thought poisoned her lungs. She glanced back inside the bedroom where he lay on the bed, shirtless, still pale, still covered in faint silver burns. His powerful chest rose and fell too slowly. His eyes flickered open and shut like a man fighting sleep or death. Vesa stood at his side, whispering ancient incantations, her hands glowing faint gold as she worked. Bella tightened her arms around the baby girl, who cooed softly and touched Bella's cheek like she knew she was worried. "You're too precious to be caught in a supernatural war," Bella whispered, voice trembling. A deep voice answered from behind her. "Yet here you are at the center of it." Bella turned sharply. Roman, Cale's second-in-command, leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, dark coat swaying behind him. He had the kind of presence that made the air feel colder when he walked in. Bella swallowed. "What's happening to him?" Roman's jaw clenched. The silver is fused to his bloodstream. We remove the bullets, but the poison is spreading. If the ancient potion doesn't neutralize it soon. He didn't finish. Bella didn't need him to. Her stomach twisted. He has kids, they need him. Roman looked at the twins, his expression briefly softening. The Vampire King does not die easily. But these bullets weren't shot to kill. They were shot to weaken. Capture. Bella felt a chill shoot down her spine. Capture? By who? Roman stepped onto the balcony beside her. Someone who wants control of the supernatural world. Someone who knew Kale's weakness. What weakness? Bella whispered. You, Roman said quietly. Or rather, the prophecy that predicts you. Bella blinked. Me? I don't even know what's happening. Roman studied her face carefully. Humans don't bond with vampire infants. Not ever. Our babies are born with heightened senses stronger than ours. They know danger instantly. They know lies. They know hearts. Bella frowned. What does that mean? It means, Roman said slowly, they chose you. Bella's chest tightened. But why me? I'm not special. You are, Roman replied. Just not in the way you think. Bella looked down at the baby girl. Her little silver eyes sparkled back at her, trusting, innocent. Roman leaned in slightly. Do you want to know why they're safe with you? Why Kale didn't attack you in the penthouse? Why the babies reach for you like they've known you forever? Bella hesitated, then nodded. Roman spoke in a low, reverent voice. Because your blood calls to them. Bella nearly dropped the baby. My what? Your blood, Roman repeated. Your mother may have been human, but your lineage is not. Bella shook her head violently. No. My mom was a nurse from Chicago. My dad left when I was 3. I'm as normal as it gets. Roman arched an eyebrow. Is that what she told you? Bella froze. Her heart dropped into her stomach. Roman didn't break eye contact. We checked your name in the ancient records. Seora. Not a common name. Not a random name, either. What does that mean? Bella whispered. It means someone hid you intentionally, Roman said. Someone who didn't want you involved in any supernatural destiny. Bella's knees weakened. She sat on the bench, clutching the baby tighter. This is too much, she breathed. I deliver food. I fight hospital bills. I sleep 3 hours a day. I'm not some chosen anything. Roman's voice softened. You didn't ask for destiny. But destiny came for you anyway. Bella's throat closed up. What does the prophecy say? Roman looked out at the city. That a human woman with ancient blood will save the last vampire king and change our world forever. Bella felt like the city lights blurred. But I haven't saved him. Roman's eyes glinted. Not yet. Bella bit down on a sob. She didn't know why she cared so much. She'd only known Kale for hours. A broken moment. A bleeding king. A desperate cry. But something in him, something in the way he looked at her, like she was the first warm thing in his cold existence, made her feel like her heart had been waiting for him without knowing it. She looked inside again. Kale lay still. Too still. Vesa gasped. The glow around her hands flickered out. Roman stiffened and rushed inside. Bella followed, panic exploding in her chest. Kale wasn't moving. The monitor beside him beeped irregularly. Vasa's face collapsed with fear. The silver has reached his heart. Bella clutched the baby girl protectively. There has to be something, anything you can do. Vesa whispered. There's one thing. Roman's head snapped toward her. Vesa. No, absolutely not. Bella looked between them. What? What is it? Vesa stepped closer, her voice trembling. The potion is failing. The only thing stronger than silver poison is blood. Bella blinked. Whose blood? Vasa's eyes burned into hers. Yours. Bella froze. The air vanished around her. Roman glared at Vesa. You can't be serious. She's human. She's not fully human, Vesa countered. And the twins chose her. That's enough to confirm it. Bella shook her head, shocked. What do I have to do? You don't have to do anything, Roman cut in sharply. If you give your blood to him, you may not survive. Vesa ignored him. Just a few drops may be enough. If her blood contains the dormant lineage we suspect, it could neutralize the poison. It's the only chance he has. Bella stared at Kale, at his stillness, at the twin boy in Roman's arms starting to cry. at the twin girl in her own arms reaching toward her father. She felt something inside her twist sharply, a collision of fear and purpose. "What if I die?" Bella whispered. Vesa stepped closer. "Then we will protect the children. But if you don't do it, Kale will not last another hour." Bella felt the world tilt. She looked at Roman. "Tell me the truth. Will it kill me?" Roman's voice was raw. "I don't know." Bella swallowed hard. "Would you do it if you were me?" Roman hesitated, then nodded once. "Yes, because he would do it for you." Bella exhaled shakily. Her decision was made. She passed the baby girl to Vesa, who took her gently. Bella moved to Kale's bedside. She placed her hand on his cold cheek. "You save them," she whispered. "Let me save you." Kale's eyes flickered open for half a second, silver meeting brown. Then he whispered, barely audible. "Bella." Her breath shattered. She turned to Vesa. "Tell me what to do." Vesa worked quickly. She sterilized a small blade. Not silver, not steel, some kind of ancient metal. "Just a cut on the finger," Vesa said softly. "Let a few drops fall onto his lips." Bella nodded, heart pounding. She held out her hand. The blade nicked her skin. A single drop of blood welled up, dark warm. Bella leaned over Kale and let the drop fall onto his lips. The effect was instant. Kale's body jerked. The wounds on his chest burned with bright white light. The silver-black streaks across his skin began to retract. Bella gasped. Roman stepped back. Vesa whispered, "It's working." Bella let another drop fall. Then another. Kale's breathing steadied. His eyes snapped open and glowed brighter than she'd ever seen. His hand shot up and gripped Bella's wrist. Not violently, just firmly, desperately. "Enough," Roman warned. But Kale's grip softened when Bella looked into his eyes. She could see it, recognition, connection, a bond neither of them understood. "Bella," he breathed, voice full of awe. "You saved me." Her chest cracked open. "You saved your kids. I just did my part." Kale slowly sat up, his strength returning in waves. Vesa lifted the babies and placed them in his arms. He held them close, then looked back at Bella. "You are not what you think you are," Kale said softly. "And you are no longer just a delivery girl." Bella dropped her gaze, overwhelmed. "I don't know what I am." Kale reached out, slowly, gently, touching her cheek. "You're the woman my children chose," he said. "The woman my blood responded to. The woman the prophecy spoke of." Bella's heart pounded. "But what does that make me?" Kale's lips curved into the faintest, softest smile she had ever seen on him. "It makes you ours." Bella's breath hitched. "Yours." Kale leaned closer. "Ours," he repeated, voice dropping into something warm and ancient. "Mine and theirs." Bella felt her world shift, expand, awaken. Roman cleared his throat. "We should give him a minute." Vesa smirked. "A very long minute." Kale ignored them, eyes locked on Bella. "You're not going back to your old life," he said gently but firmly. Bella nodded slowly. "I figured. You have a future here, if you want one." Bella stepped closer, her fingers brushing the baby girl's soft hair. "I do," she whispered. "I want to protect them. I want to understand who I really am. And I want—" She stopped, embarrassed. Kale tilted her chin up. "What do you want, Bella Sayora?" Her voice came out barely above a breath. "You." Kale inhaled sharply, like her words were oxygen. "Then you have me," he whispered. And he kissed her. Slow, deep, certain. A kiss that tasted like destiny waking up. The babies cooed between them, as if approving. The world outside the windows kept moving. Cars, lights, chaos. But inside that penthouse, everything changed. Bella felt her old life fall away. The hospital bills, the loneliness, the fear, the exhaustion. She wasn't alone anymore. She had a king. She had a purpose. She had a family. Kale pulled back just enough to whisper against her lips. "Welcome to our world." Bella smiled through tears. "Let's rewrite it together." Can you believe Bella, a simple delivery girl, ended up saving the vampire king and raising his twins? Face screaming in fear sparkles. What would you do if fate chose you like this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you love this story and want to see more shocking twists, unbelievable moments, and epic supernatural adventures, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story that will blow your mind. Who do you think will protect the twins next? Comment below. We read every comment. I speech balloon. And don't forget to share this story with your friends so they can experience the shocking moment Bella walked into destiny. High voltage Blackheart.